I'm with Chef Jared Case.
How you doing, Grant?
I'm doing great.
Oh, man. Thank you very much for having me.
I met him, tripped over him, and how long you been a chef?
I have been in this business since I was 14 years old. I got my stripes probably too young at 25 years old in downtown Chicago.
Where downtown?
A place called Marche.
Chicago is. How long did you live there?
About on and off for 12 years.
I love Chicago. You got the White Sox, you got the Cubbies, you got the Bears. By the way, the owners of the hockey team owns First National Bank of South Miami.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So if you ever need good tickets, you go there. You see Bruce.
Get out of here.
He's one of the family members, and he hooked me up at a Bull game. So you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
And
great food time.
Okay, so where were you born?
I was born in Tucson, Arizona. 2.5 years old, moved to Burlington, Vermont. 5 years old. My dad invented flash memory, right? My dad was a full ride to MIT.
You hear this?
It was nuts. It was nuts. So 5 years old in Austin, Texas. 10 years old, we moved to Japan. He was working on flash memory.
You speak.
Wow. And we ended up in North Carolina, researched Triangle Park, and then he went up to Somers, where the executive offices are. And I went to high school in Connecticut. Believe it or not, got accepted to school outside of Boston for radio broadcasting and journalism.
Wait, I don't know why. The voice is there. Okay.
And ended up freaking out. I actually went to college. And
most chefs don't do that.
Yeah, no. And like my first couple of days there, I just kind of like lost my nerve and came home. My buddy's dad looked at me. He was a shoe designer for 90 Company. And he says, he goes, "You really like cooking, man, you know?"
And how old are you? 18?
I started cooking at 14 years old. So in a deli, in an Italian deli in Ridgefield, Connecticut, named Genoa, for two brothers, Rocco and Severio D'Arcangelo.
I love that. I work for Rocco.
So yeah, that's how they talked. You know, I walked up there. I was sitting at dinner with my mom, and she says, "Jared, you should think about getting a job here." And I said, "Okay." So I got up. I went up to the counter. This kid, Leo Nunez, was behind the counter, and I asked him for a job.
How old are you now?
I'm 41.
So 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You can remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah, like it was yesterday. And we're still friends. I still know everybody at the deli. My nickname was Pato Flaco. It's going to be another story. It's going to be fun to tell. But Rocco pulls me to the side around to the side of the cooler and he looks at me, big 6'2" guy, Italian guy. He says, "Are you going to work your ass off for me?" You know, and I was like, "Yeah, Rocco, I'll work my ass off for you." He's like, "I'll give you $5 an hour." You know, so my first job at $5 an hour was slicing deli meats and making sandwiches in Connecticut.
Wow. All right. So let's fast forward. So from there.
From there, I went to Chicago at 19 years old, started working for my mentor, Paul Wildermuth, God rest his soul, passed away making a salad at 46 years old.
Wait. The guy that you work for, he passed away at making a salad?
Making a salad.
Had a heart attack?
Had a heart attack. Yeah.
Was he heavy?
No, man. He benched 340 pounds, long ponytail, half Japanese, half German, low rider driving, Scotch.
And what did he die of?
I guess being a chef. This job will get to you,
Right. All right. So then you were in Chicago for a bunch of years.
Yeah.
Where did you have your kids? You
had my kids in Chicago and St. Louis. Have three beautiful little dudes.
How old are they?
They're 9, 7, and almost 6. Names are Ransom. I just love that name.
What, Ransom?
Ransom, yeah.
Ransom Case.
Yeah, Ransom Paul.
Hello, my name is Ransom Case. The other children?
Richmond Baker and Roger Marcellus.
And they live in San Diego.
They live on a yacht in San Diego. My ex did well.
Excuse me. Bam! That was a dinger. Holy cow! She went from a chef to on a yacht.
Yeah, she did. She did well.
That's good. Well. That's good for you.
Yeah,
good for your kids.
Yeah.
Your kids love it.
Yeah, they're happy. They're on the beach every day. They're happier than snot. They're just having a blast.
Okay, so after Chicago, you went where?
After Chicago, I went down to St. Louis. I opened. I was the corporate chef for about 5 restaurants. Chef some of the biggest restaurants in Chicago. If you know the Millennium Park Bean, underneath the Millennium Park Bean, there's the Park Grill. So I spent a few years there. Then down to St. Louis. Got into. I got frustrated actually. I opened a restaurant in St. Louis for a guy named Ted McGlaris, and it was called Prosino, and it was an organic concept. It was really just a beautiful. Organic concept, and we did 3 meal periods a day. We had sushi, we breakfast, did 1,000 covers for brunch. Restaurants did $5 million each, and I was named, best new chef or best restaurant in St. Louis. And they kept asking me during the interviews that, what do you not know? And it was the science of food. So I started studying the sciences of food, started teaching myself the sciences of food, and that landed me a job in research and development. So I started working in manufacturing and meat manufacturing, and for a good friend of mine, Justin Siegel. And I started, believe it or not, I taught Quiznos how to make the Cuban sandwich.
Wow. You talk about St. Louis. Everybody says St. Louis has the best barbecue. Why is that a rumor? Is it a fact? Is it the water? And Tommy, our producer, you can interject because you're a food guy. Why is St. Louis rumored to have the best barbecue?
Listen, man, this is bias, right? So being 5 years, I used to have a very thick Southern accent. And when I was from 5 to 10, I lived in Texas. So my affinity for Texas runs
where in Texas?
In Austin. Yeah, I lived in Austin.
You're in the heart of Texas.
I'm in the heart, man. And so, I mean, look, St. Louis has great barbecue. More than anything, what people don't realize is St. Louis has a massive German community. And they have a lot of meat processing that happens there. So they also raise a lot of hog. So they have some of the best pig, some of the best bacon, some of the best homemade charcuterie. If you've never, you drive into the cornfields. I'm not kidding. You drive 20 miles with nothing around you, and you'll find a food processing smokehouse, and they'll have a natural casing hot dogs. And that'll change your life. The snap of a natural cased hot dog is unbelievable. So I'm going to say the best barbecue, in my opinion, happens in the Lone Star State.
Of course,
and if you want barbecue snoots, go to St. Louis.
What's snoots?
Snoots is the nose. Oh. It's the face.
Oh, okay. I'll just race to St. Louis to eat a pig's face. So, all right. So you finished Chicago.
Yeah.
How'd you get to Miami? Where were you before you got?
I was working for a tech startup company in California named Zoom, Z-U-M-E.
Where in California?
It was in Mountain View, California. So I was in Silicon Valley, surrounded by Facebook and everybody else, Microsoft,
all those
Google.
smart people.
It was amazing. I worked with 400. They had me working with 400 geniuses, which was incredibly flattering. I usually know.
Did you pull that bar down, or
I felt like I usually put myself into places where I'm an equal. And that was just a really, really amazing opportunity to help design, create. I scaled they had a pizza business. We used 6-axis arm robots to automate pizza production, but in an artisanal way. So I did it with human beings and 6-axis arm robots. And it was the brainchild of two very, very innovative people. But I got to work with some of the smartest engineers and software engineers and create, waste. We raised $888 million and burned somewhere around $20 million a month. And then
nice cover.
Yeah, not bad. And then Corona hit, and so that just got washed away. And opportunity, Florida's the wild, wild east, and so I came to Florida to help a friend out in Fort Lauderdale and consult for him. And before you know it, another friend called me up and said, "Hey, I've got friends down in Miami," and
did you know what Miami was before?
No, I have in total been in Miami for 45 days.
By the way, just FYI, I'm born here, raised here.
I love your job.
I lived a little bit in California. I lived a little bit in Milwaukee. 22 months, 2 days, 3 hours, a couple seconds. But we're not going to count it.
Boom.
Yeah, but there's nothing like Miami.
No,
and I'm not a foo-foo guy. I'm a simple eater, but I tell people all over, you get on Bird Road and you head to the Turnpike. There is nowhere in the world like that. Every type of steakhouse, Nicaraguan, Cuban, American, Costa Rican, every nationality, we're here and they're all cooking all different meals.
It's unbelievable. It really is. It is just an incredible smash up of cultures. It's an incredible smash up of restaurants there. I've lived a lot of places. I've been to a lot of places internationally, locally in the U.S., but Miami has probably some of the most dense restaurant population that I've ever witnessed, and the amount of variety. I don't know if have you ever checked out Bashur, the bakery Bashur?
Is that the one in Gables?
Yeah.
Okay, I never been there. It's been there for years. Somebody invites me for breakfast. I go there. I go,
I'm taking you, bro.
I go, oh my God. I didn't want to eat the breakfast. The desserts were so beautiful.
Unreal. So when you're Michelin-starred chefs, Adrian Bashur is this guy's name, right? Michelin-starred, the best of the best of the best.
Is that what he is?
Dude, they hire him to teach them how to do pastries.
Yeah, so I saw it and I go, I'm trying to maintain my body fat level to only 20 pounds overweight.
You and me both,
Yes.
brother.
So who's Mark?
Mark Lencioni. Oh, my man. Mark Lencioni was, we worked together in the meat manufacturer. So Mark, say what's up to Justin Siegel for me. Lots of love, brother.
Okay.
Thanks for showing up.
All right. So you've been here 45 days.
Mm-hmm.
You moved to the Gables. You work in the Gables. Okay. So hopefully every 2 weeks after to this time, you're going to come on and talk about how to cook, how to prepare.
Would love to.
Not about, not big meals, but little meals. Talk about how to season, all these different things. So what's your favorite dish to cook at home?
Man, one of the massive comfort foods I find at home, I'll make bolognese, and because bolognese is a guideline. First of all, let's talk about recipes being guidelines, not rule books. So it's when you approach the dish, you have a recipe in front of you. You get it out of a magazine, you get out of a cookbook. There's wiggle room, right? And unless you're baking, unless we're doing spherification or something really advanced. Where you have to have very finite levels of inclusion ingredients or whatever. You really just, you take the bull by the horns, if you will. And things like bolognese, things like, I love making hamburgers at home. Believe it or not, there's a really great way to sear steak and not set your smoke detector off if you're careful. But cooking at home can be as simple as, making a perfect grilled cheese sandwich or making the most perfect medium rare seared salmon with a little butter sauce. It could be anything you want. But
do you cook at home?
I cook all the time at home. And right now I'm lucky. I'm lucky because my Brazilian girlfriend loves cooking.
Oh, you have a Brazilian girlfriend.
I love Miami.
That's very good. You met her in Miami?
Mm-hmm.
You met her at work?
No. You don't play where you lay.
Okay.
No, not when you're the boss.
Okay. So where'd you meet your friend?
We met on at the library.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. The library.
You got it. In Whole Foods, the library in Whole Foods.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people meet there.
Right, exactly.
Okay. The meats. There's different kinds of meats that certain restaurants, it's like, what's that guy's name who has that meat outlet? Burn.
We got Burn Steakhouse down here, but you got like Pat LaFreda in New York, who's been just a champion of marketing, really. But like the major meat hubs in the country are Excel and Cargill, and they'll sell to guys like Stockyards and Steakhouse. Chicago steakhouses are famous from using places like Stockyards, right? Del Frisco's Steakhouse. I spent time with them, and I was they used all Stockyards, shipped it all over, which comes from the upper Midwest. And so the deal with meat, really, with cows, if you can source beef from the upper Midwest and the colder regions, it's going to be a little bit fattier, a little bit smaller. You go down south into Oklahoma, Texas, it gets a little bit bigger. Black Angus is super popular, but Holstein is actually Hereford and Holstein is very, very.
So when you go to a steakhouse,
yeah.
Should you ask, where's your steak? Where's it?
They'll train you. They'll train. So when I chef steakhouses and that was part of the training program. I'll tell you what, we should do this. We should test that theory. If they're not training their staff adequately, then they're not going to know where the beef is from. 9 times out of 10, they're going to know.
It's important, right?
It's important.
So yeah, upper United States is more fatty, you said.
Yeah. You have great. You've got great. Great marbling, great pasturing, and I prefer cattle and sourcing meat from the upper, the colder, Montana, Michigan, stuff like that.
Wow. All right. So next shows you're going to talk about how to cook. What meal are you going to teach us how to cook?
Let's talk bolognese. Bolognese is like one of those simple dishes that everybody can make at home. First of all, it can be as complex as doing ground pork, ground beef, and ground lamb together, or it could be as simple as doing ground beef. And bolognese has a lot of different interpretations from the southern Italy to northern Italy. And originally, bolognese obviously would be from Bologna. But the method of cooking this dish is where it's at. And you have to have a little bit of patience, right? So here's a very simple, straightforward method for making bolognese, right? Go grab a pound of ground beef from the grocery store. Grab 2 whole Spanish onions and dice them small. Grab 2 ounces or 1/8 of a cup of minced chopped garlic. In the bottom of the pan, start with the ground beef. Brown the ground beef. And most people want to pour off that fat. Don't pour off that fat and don't pour off the liquid. Actually reduce that liquid down to what we call demi-sec or al sec, right? So you want to get it dry, which is concentrating those flavors. Then you're going to add the garlic and the onion. What's going to happen?
You chopped it up real small?
You chopped it up real small. It doesn't have to be ground fine, but just a very, very small dice. And add all your veg. And if you want to be complex, you could do the mirepoix, right? 2 parts onion, 1 part celery, 1 part carrot. But in this case, let's just keep it austere and do straight onion. 2 whole onions. It's almost going to be equal.
Tommy,
volume.
you following this?
Yeah, it's almost going to be equal volume. And the onions are going to blow out their moisture. And then you're going to do the same thing, reduce and concentrate. And then you can, at that point, you can add some dry spices, dried oregano, dried rosemary, dried basil.
And how much do you put in? I watch these shows. They just
Yeah, I would start with a teaspoon. So the rule of thumb is you can always add more. You can't take away, right? So start with a teaspoon of each and taste every step of the way. You're doing 2 things: seasoning and tasting. Okay. You start by browning the beef. When you brown the beef off, you season with kosher salt and fresh ground pepper, and take a little spoon and taste it. If it tastes great, then you know you've already started perfectly, right? Then you add the onion, cook the onion, stew the onion down, reduce it down, and the same thing. You're going to season, salt, pepper. You're going to add dry spices to it. Taste it again. You're going to cover that with red wine, go grab an $8 bottle of Cabernet, right? Like Columbia Crest is a great $8 bottle of wine. Something that you would drink. Some people think cooking wine, have it synonymous. Cooking wine? No, man, it's drinking wine that we cook with.
Tommy, do you agree with that?
100%.
My man.
I wanted to explain why you got to constantly stir the sauce, like the guy in Goodfellas when he left it.
You got to constantly. Okay, so that's.
Oh, we're talking about the mafia again.
Yeah,
Goodfellas.
the mafia. So we're going to get there when we get to the tomato part. So you cover it with red wine. Same thing. You're going to reduce it down to demi-sec or al sec, and demi-sec means half dry, right? Al sec means completely dry. So you're going to get this as concentrated as you can. And then you're going to add the tomatoes. So add like a 28 ounce can from the grocery store. It's like the large can, right? And get like plum tomatoes with basil, not ground, not crushed, plum tomatoes with basil. Open the can, all the juice goes in. Hand crush the tomatoes or pass them through a food mill or a ricer if you have it. And then add that to the pot. You're going to slowly and stir that. So now the mafia part, right? So I hope that you've used the razor blade to slice your garlic. And if you want a little heat, add a pinch of chili flake. But so the reason that in Goodfellas and in those movies, they say constantly stir. As you're cooking, you're removing moisture and you're concentrating the materials, and the sauce itself is becoming more dense. The more dense the sauce, the less moisture activity it has, the higher propensity it has to burn. And if you think about it, a pot sitting on a stove, whether it's electric stove or a gas stove or induction burner or whatever, the bottom face of the pot is going to be hotter than the top of the material. So you have to keep stirring it. So
the bottom's hotter.
Oh God, no kidding, right?
Right.
Like, yeah. Oh, holy the bottom's hotter. Of course it's going to be hotter. It's sitting there by the flame. So as that moisture concentrates, you're going to, and caramelization or burning is called the Maillard process. The Maillard process is 300. That's why your oven's set at 350 degrees to brown something, right? The Maillard process starts on the low end around 280. Some scientists will argue that you can go as low as 220 degrees. I know Mark Lencioni's watching. But really it starts at 340 degrees, and that's the caramelization point of sugars.
I just want you to know, Jeff Garcia just responded. Jeff Garcia's wife is a famous chef, Chef
kidding.
Patty.
Oh,
Hey,
awesome.
Jeff, can you behave? And Bill, when was the last time I cooked a meal? Good question. Probably, I don't know, 10 years ago. In my refrigerator, I just want to clear my house. All there is water. You know what else there is? Water. You know what else? Water. I don't have anything.
And delivery receipts.
Right. Yeah. So next time you come, you're going to give the menu or whatever the ingredients to Tommy, and we'll post it up.
Absolutely. We'll write recipes.
Yeah. And we'll just post it up so people understand what we're talking about. All right. What is your favorite dish to make?
Favorite dish to
Work
make
and work.
at work.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so chefing to me is connecting with people, right? So I fell in love with this inadvertently because I love people, and I was very competitive at basketball and soccer growing up, and I was the guy on the court or the field that was screaming at everybody.
Who's
you know.
Joan?
Joan Voss. Joan Voss. Oh my goodness, that's my English teacher from high school. She's actually probably one of the reasons I ever finished high school.
Way to go, Joan, baby.
Joni, I love you. That's amazing. She's incredibly. If you want something special, if she will ever read you Beowulf, she's just the most incredible.
Who?
The story Beowulf.
Oh, that's the middle linebacker for the Bears. Beowulf. Come on.
She's amazing.
Do you follow football at all?
I don't. I'm a car guy. I used to restore and race BMWs.
Wow. So, just FYI, I write a car column.
Oh, do you really?
Every week I get a different car and I test drive cars.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic.
Not race cars.
Yeah, no,
okay, so
cars.
What's your favorite dish?
All right, favorite dish to make. So I just created a banger. Like I just created a dish. I went and so my answer to that is it can be anything. It's when somebody's reaction to food is emotional and they have a sensory experience, and maybe one time I made the cover of Chicago Magazine once when we hit the 2008 recession. I made a grilled cheese sandwich with a cup of tomato soup, kind of modeled after the whole Andy Warhol. But when you're going to make a grilled cheese sandwich, why not just do it with Land O'Lakes cheese and home fried bread? And the idea behind that dish was to make you feel like you were a kid again. Because at that time in the country, people wanted to be comfortable. They just wanted to be comfortable. So we had all kinds of chefs making very complicated grilled cheese sandwiches. And then there I was with a grilled cheese and tomato soup interpretation that literally made you feel like you're 5 years old. And people went nuts for it. So I was sitting at Sushi the other day with my girl, and
What sushi place?
It's called K-E. This guy is he's a badass.
Where is that located?
It's right behind the Gramercy. Can I say that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. So like
Right,
what's that little strut? What's that little strip?
Hey, Tommy,
right back there?
what's the street behind Miracle Mile?
It's like
Aragon?
is it Aragon, where it's all just outdoor seating? You can just walk down. There's a bunch of restaurants. Yeah, K Sushi. Place is incredible. Little teeny shop.
I want to get clear. Tommy, you tell him. The restaurant on 6th and 22nd. He goes, boom. He
knows it. Man, if you haven't tried K, they're amazing. Their tuna tartare is amazing. Their kani kama salad, which is the imitation crab crunchy salad, is
Oh, wait, Molly Wallace.
Molly Wallace. Hey, what's up? Bless you from Chicago. How you doing? That's Andrew Anderson's wife. Andrew Anderson was the first general manager. When I was 25 years old and became an executive chef for the first time, I worked for Andrew Anderson.
Oh,
he also fired me. Still love you. Still love you, Andrew.
Hey, you did him all those favors. Thank you. Okay, and who's Bill?
Let's see here. Bill
Smithers. Is that yours?
No, that's the one that asked you when you cooked the meal last.
Bill Smithers. Don't know that.
I didn't cook him any meals. Okay, you ready for the quiz?
Fire away.
Okay, you ready?
Oh dear! And by the way, for viewers and listeners, I have no idea what he's doing. No idea what's about to happen.
Okay, you ready? This because you're not really from Miami.
No,
you're gonna name across the country.
Across the country.
Ready? Your favorite restaurant you eat chicken at? Go.
Oh, Church's Chicken, downtown Chicago.
All right, next question.
Better than jerk?
Jerk is something that I experienced for the first time, real authentically in California, and have not yet had it here, but I'm sure
Chicago
because
has a place called Jerk.
Yeah. They also got Nick's Chicken and Fish, which I love. That's
what's that one out in I'll remember.
Okay, ready? Kids' birthdays, go.
Kids' birthdays.
You got 3.
Yeah, I got 3. I mean, usually it's my house, me cooking and me making
no,
the cake.
Their birthdays, their dates.
Oh, God. May 10th, July 13th, and 23rd.
Got it. Across the country, your favorite restaurant to eat fish at? Go.
Best fish restaurant I've ever been to had to be, best fish restaurant I've ever been to. Probably, man, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna say one dish from Alinea, and it was in Chicago, and the guy deconstructed green curry.
Whoever Jose Rodriguez, wrong answer. Gus fried chicken.
Gus's fried chicken. That's pretty good.
Your favorite taco place?
Oh my God! I just found a joint here. Usually it's a couple Lazo's Tacos in downtown Chicago, and I just found a place here west of Lake Worth, Florida, and they do birria tacos. And if you've never had a birria taco, it'll change your life.
Your favorite football team?
The Bears.
No. The Bears.
The Bears. What's that? A pork chop stuck in your neck? I thought you were having a heart attack.
Your favorite animal? Go.
Has to be a dog. Gotta love dogs.
For Christmas, as a kid, what was your favorite Christmas gift?
Oh, it had to be an RC car.
How old were you?
Oh, my dad used to love giving me and robots. I used to build robots. Move It robots. Dad, thank you so much for giving me Move It robots.
Is your parents still alive?
Yeah, both of them.
Your mother's birthday?
February 2nd.
Your father's?
January 9th.
Your ex-wife's?
October 19th.
All right, favorite cowboy movie?
Oh man, Good, Bad, the Ugly.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Your favorite actor as a cowboy?
Actor as a cowboy. Heck, come on, man. There's only one, Clint Eastwood. I mean, there's the oh man, John Wayne. He was the man. You ever read how he raised his kids?
No.
Yeah, he taught him how to swim. He threw him in a pond.
That's your favorite burger place?
My house.
Oh, you cook good burgers.
Dude, if you go through my Instagram, because the cheesiest in Instagram, the cheesiest picked up one of my photographs that went viral.
I'm a big cheeseburger hamburger fan.
Oh man,
if they can make a hamburger, whatever restaurant can make a hamburger, that means they can make anything.
I'll tell you what, I'll give some credit to the place I consulted for up north, CWS in Lake Worth. I consulted for those guys for about a year. They have some damn
favorite pizza place.
Favorite pizza place has to be Genoa Deli and Pizza in Ridgefield, Connecticut, just because I love you guys. Pequod's is good. Pequod's is good.
Okay, your favorite sushi restaurant?
Favorite sushi restaurant right now has got to be K, right?
Just to let you know, another outstanding one, locally owned.
Yeah.
Sushi Maki.
Is that right? Yeah. I walk by it every day. It's right next to the restaurant.
He owns like 7 of them, 8.
Yeah.
Local, born here, raised here.
Really?
Important. Buy, shop local.
Yep.
Your hero as a kid, superhero.
Oh, superhero as a kid, Wolverine.
Wolverine. Okay. Now, this is a trick question.
Oh, God.
Your favorite hot dog place?
Got it. So I grew up in Connecticut. So they're in a little town called Ridgefield, and there's this hot dog stand in Ridgefield, Connecticut called Chez Leonard, and Chez Leonard was on Martha Stewart, and they have the best hot dogs. I'm not going to kid you. Now let's just touch on hot dogs for a second, because I lived in Chicago for 12 years, and I love you, Chicago. I love all of my Chicago brothers and sisters, but that is not a hot dog when you put a salad on top of it. I'm sorry. I'm from Connecticut. I'm from New England. And I'm just,
you put a salad on a hot dog?
Man, what is it? And I filmed Beat Bobby Flay. I was on Beat Bobby Flay. And they asked me to make a Chicago style hot dog. And that's a really funny story. I'll tell that to you at some time. And, but man, what is it? Sport pepper, sliced tomato, green relish, mustard, ketchup, diced onion, like a half a slice of tomato. What's not on that? Where's the hot dog?
All right, so I'm going to let you know the number 1 hot dog place in the state of Florida is Arbetter's, Bird Road in 88.
Really?
4th in the country. They only serve 1,200 hot dogs a day.
Holy hot dogs!
Correct.
That's a lot of horse meat. And there's nothing wrong with hot dogs.
Never wrong with horse meat.
There's nothing wrong with hot. We could talk about nitrates and nitrates. We could talk about all that stuff. Hot dogs get a bad rap.
So, and if you want, there is a hot dog named after me at Arbetter's.
No way.
Yes, but we usually get from here Arbetter's 2 or 3 times a week. Tommy likes a sabrette chili dog with onions.
Nice.
The chili's good. So our friend owns it, Dave Arbetter. But one day, when you call me on a Monday, we'll go out there and I'll have Dave meet you. And he think about it, 1,100 to 1,200 hot dogs every day.
That's phenomenal, man. That's phenomenal.
And people go, "Why do you do this? Why do you do that?" No,
it's like no.
I sell hot dogs.
Yeah.
Nathan's opened down the street.
You're kidding.
His sales went up.
Oh my God.
Because nobody knows what Nathan's is unless you're from New York.
Yep.
So, all right,
it's like Al's Beef in Chicago, and I think Al's is close. My Chicago brothers is now no ketchup. Oh, thanks, Molly. Yeah, my bad.
No, what?
Yeah,
never.
The Chicago dog though.
It's like It's like you get a steak and you get steak sauce. No, that's insulting the chef.
Yep, absolutely. And steaks in restaurants, hopefully you can broil them or wood-fired grill. We had at Marché, we had a wood-fired grill. Oh my God, man, that thing tasted amazing.
All right, so in a week or two, we're gonna set up a date, you and Tommy, and we'd like you to come on and talk and break down a meal. Okay, and where you see where the screen is, said Tommy will pop up your recipe, and you can talk while the recipe's,
Absolutely.
Because people want to know how to cook.
Yeah,
everybody thinks it's hard.
it's not.
For me, it's just hard. Dialing, but I don't cook.
Look, anybody can cook. That's the beauty. I mean, food is so straightforward. The way I teach, and I have at Gramercy, I've got like a young guy who's 18 years old, straight out of college, couldn't afford culinary school, never had a restaurant job before, cuts himself every day, and more than his name is Zion, and I have him. But look, my mentor took me under his wing at 19 years old, and I didn't know my head from my ass, and I couldn't even use a knife, right? And he gave me the opportunity to learn, and so I give that back, So anybody can cook. If you roast 500 chickens and you don't get better at roasting chicken after 500, then I'll just tell you to get out of my kitchen.
Gotcha. All right. Let's look at this camera. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, Chef. He's going to be here in a week or two, talk about certain meals, how he's preparing. Everybody, have a great day.